Hello, hello, hello. Long time no see. Oh, it's been a while. Been a while. Hang on. I need to make sure everything's connected. Um, are we connected? Hang on. Yeah, it looks like we are connected. Hello. Hey, hey, hey. Okay. Mi- Michaela, how are you? Long time no see, Michaela. How are you? I was thinking about you the other day, dog. Oh my goodness. I was thinking of, hey, Juad, I missed you too. I missed you too. I missed you too. But Mike, where the F have I? Oh my goodness. Hello, everyone. It's good to see you. Oh, wow. Wow. Goodness. I have moved, right? So I've moved home. That's number one. And can you all hear me? That's first things first. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I need to know that you can hear me. Let's see. Let me make sure that everything's set right. Let's see. Ah, okay. So we can mic. No, I don't want that for the mic. I want this one for the mic. Let's see. Okay, that's the one I want for microphone. In a few weeks. Oh, yes, I'm back. I am back. I am back. Absolutely. Juad, how are you? It's good to see you. Michaela, am I going to put the link down? I'd love to join the conversation. Okay. Can you hear me now? Now, can you hear me? I haven't used this in a long time. So I need to know. Can you hear me now? I just changed the source. So please let me know if you can hear me. Everything just looks so different. Everything just looks so different now. So if we turn this up, what does this do? Um, yes, I will put down the link. You should grab. We should, shouldn't we, dog? Absolutely. I would love to do that. Can do you hear me now? Do you still hear me? Because I just changed. You know what? Let me let me check myself. You know, there's a faster way to do this, right? Silly. When you haven't done this in a long time, this is what happens. You forget everything. Let's see. Okay. So, all right, let's see if I can hear myself. When you haven't done this in a long time, I hear myself. You forget everything. Let's see. Okay, that's good. So, all right, let's see if I can hear myself. When you haven't done this in a long time, I hear myself. Okay, shush. Okay, guys, so we are back. We are back. Where have you guys been? And what have you been up to? It's been a long time, right? I really haven't stopped. It's just I had a lot of trouble with YouTube. You know, on the one hand, I had monetization and then they demonetized me, right? They said for reused content. So I thought, okay, I'm not sure. They don't tell you what exactly the issue is. So I, tried to clean up my channel, but I had so many videos, I didn't know where to begin. So anyway, I tried. I did something. They said you had to record a 5-minute video explaining how you do your work and how you do this and how the process was so long. But I did it. And I
submitted this thing back to them, and then they came back and said, "Oh, congratulations, we give you back your monetization." I was happy. And then the very next month, the very next month, the same thing. And this time around, they said it was for, what was it? It was for reused content and adult content. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cough at the moment. For adult content. And so I'm thinking, what adult content? All my videos, my live stream, everything is set to 18 plus. I don't show any nudity here. So, and they told me, they said, you cannot reapply until God knows how many months. And I thought, you know what? Let me take some time away and try and figure this out. I'm not sure. I still don't know what videos or what exactly the issue was. But hey, I I'm hoping that it will get better. And so yeah, I had to take that time away from YouTube just so that I could understand what this is all about, what's going on. But anyway, guys, I'm back. But on the other hand, I've been all over on TikTok. TikTok is a different kind of system over there, but it has been good. But it has its issues. TikTok is a lot more. TikTok is very different. But YouTube, I think it's for a more mature audience. My opinion is that this one is for more mature audience. This is for people who, um, yeah, never mind. I may not be able to explain exactly what I mean, but guys, thank you. Juad says you have been missed so much. Thank you. So, um, back to what we always do, and that is exposing the lies in religion. That is calling out religious leaders. Religion is a scam, not just not just Christianity. All religions are a scam. I'm sorry if this offends anybody. All religions they are nothing but man-made ideas. There are no truth to these things. These are just people making up things in their head, right? So I saw this video the other day, and guys, I'm only going to show you just a bit of it, right? I'm not going to stop for too long tonight. But I will be back again tomorrow, and I'll be back earlier so we can have more time together. Guys, I saw this video and thought, you know what? We need to call this bullshit out. We need to call the bullshit out. The quality of people on TikTok is low. Yeah, I find that I like TikTok, do not get me wrong. But when it comes to this kind of conversations, there are people that they've never heard this kind of thing before. How dare you? How dare you challenge their God? How dare you even look, they're raining fire and brimstone on you for even questioning God. Captive Desk, hello, good to see you. They can't understand how people can come out boldly and speak. But it's got to be done. It's got to be done. So I want to show you a quick video, and then I'll put the link out so we can just say a quick hello to each other. Right, let's see. Okay. My memory. Hold on, let me see. No. How does one do the not the subtitles? How do I do the what do you call it now? To the speed. I want to change the speed. How does that work again? How do you change the speed of this autoplay? No, not here we go. This is it here. Speed, right? Put them at 1.5 so I don't bore you guys. Okay, guys. So the people you're about to listen to, these are what I would call religious leaders. This video only came out, let's see, when did this come out? Wait, hang on. When did this one come out? Only 12 days ago, and it has got 1.4 million views. 1.4 million views. It's titled Ex Satanist and High Ranking African Warlock Encounters Jesus. His name is James Kawalia. The one interviewing him is a pastor. The one being interviewed is a pastor. Each have their own ministries, churches, denominations. And then you hear bullshit like this. And you ask yourself, if Jesus really exists, is this what the Jesus organization is all about? Is this it? Is this what Jesus is calling us to? Is this what Jesus wants us to do? Hey, David E. Taylor Full Frontal, good to see you. He looks stoned. No, it's just how where the hey Danny, good to see you. You're telling me that a 750-year-old man didn't have a magical. No, we will get to it, dog. Just give me a minute. We ah, the zoo boat. It's a zoo boat, guys. You guys need to hear this. Okay, listen. Ex Satanist and high ranking. Okay, let's do it. Zoo boats. Oh, I'm going to use that. Okay, so this person is going to be interviewed in a minute, right? Let's see.
So I thank God for this opportunity. And oftentimes when I'm sharing my testimony, it's like I'm going back through those experiences. I need a grace. Sometimes the pain returns, the pain of everything I went through. But I thank God that now, after many years now, it's 23 years since I gave my life to Jesus Christ.
Wow.
And the 23 years has been amazing. I have seen the goodness of God. And also, as we start this journey, I want to tell the people that the purpose is to glorify Jesus. Not the devil, not what the devil can do or what he has done. But at the end of the day, Jesus is the winner.
Yeah.
So that's why. So I'm glad that I'm here.
I'm so excited to have you here in Manchester because as we go into the details of your testimony, I'm going to be asking you questions about things that have happened in your past. And as you share them, there'll be things that I'm sure lots of people may not even understand because we have lots of people watching. People from African backgrounds may be able to relate. Some of you watching are from Western backgrounds, and you might not understand some of the depth of the occult. In fact, some of these things will blow your mind when you hear the depth to which people engage in dark activities. But I know, just as James said, God is going to use this to glorify His name. And I also want to point this out before going into this testimony that right now you're a pastor. You lead a church in Uganda, and you're used in incredible ways by God in deliverance ministry, miracles, and God moving. In fact, primarily you're an intercessor. You're used in.
So let's talk about Uganda for a minute. Uganda in Africa is a highly religious country, and the religion of choice is Christianity. Recently, Uganda passed the LGBTQ law. That law has the death penalty for aggravated homosexuality because they believe that the gays are coming after their children. They're coming after them. Do you know there was a woman who she was a missionary from the US. What's her name now? I remember. A missionary from the US went to Uganda and set up ministry over in Uganda where she was looking after children. Single-handedly caused the death of over 90 Ugandan children in the name of God, in the name of Jesus, in the name of Christ, in the name of missions. This lady, she's walking free right now. She was only found liable for the deaths of only 2 of those kids. And she was ordered to pay the families about $7,000, I think. But no criminal charges brought. But she's back in the US after causing the death in the name of Christ, Jesus, and all these things. But Uganda, their focus is the LGBTQ. Everything else, men that scam in the name of Christ, people that take the lives of kids in the name of God. Oh, let's not bother about that. Come on. But the LGBTQ, yes, we will put a death sentence for those people. You see priorities? I'll see if I can find, hold on, let me see if I can find the name of this lady. Give me 1 second. See if I can find the lady who caused the death of how many of kids in Uganda. What's the name of this lady? Renee back. Renee. See if we can find a picture of her. See if we can find a photo of her. Right, here we go. This is Renee. Can you guys see Renee? This right here is Renee. This right here is Renee. Right? This is her with African kids. This is her with all these little kids. Woman causes 100 babies' death. Let's see. Let's click on this one. No, where is it? Where's the one? Let's see. Let's just click on anyone. Oh, what are we doing here? Okay, let's see. Yeah. A charity founded by Renee Back. Let's see. Can you guys see this? See if I can make this slightly bigger. Okay. So, a charity founded by Renee, an American missionary accused of causing the death of more than 100 children in Uganda, has been dissolved after running out of operational funds and settling out of court with 2 Ugandan mothers. The NGO, Serving His Children, aims to provide malnutrition care in the eastern districts of Uganda, but it was dissolved in July 2018. She back came to Uganda to save kids from malnutrition at the age of 19 in 2010 as a homeschooled missionary, initially raising funds from her evangelical church in Virginia and then attracting a following through her blog. Well, that's not where we're going today. But yes, over 100 kids by this missionary. But you know something? She's free. But the LGBTQ, no. There's a death sentence. But men like this you're about to watch, these are the leaders in Uganda. So let's have a quick look. It's not going to be long. I promise you, it's going to be brief. Okay, let's do this. Shani and Rev would be able to provide better care. Hey, Logan Fisher, good to see you. Purple, good to see you. Oh my goodness, it's been a while, everyone. Oh, it's good to see you all. Okay, this is going to be really quick. Okay, now let's do this.
Strategic. Do you want to just give us an idea of some of the things you do right now?
I am leading a ministry called Lifeway Institute of Deliverance.
My battery is low.
What we do and what God has called me to do is to spread.
Guys, give me 1 second. Why is my battery low? Something's wrong somewhere. Give me 1 second. Let me says my battery is low. Let me hold on. Why is my battery low? 1 second. So yeah, it's which one was I using? It was this one. Okay, now, all right. Can you guys still hear me? Do you still? No. But my computer said my battery is low, and I don't know why. Everything looks good. Everything looks good. Okay, what the hell? Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Let me sort this out. Okay, what's this one doing here? Remove from stage. Okay. Okay. Right. Can you guys hear me still? AR, hello. Good to see you. You hear me? Okay, right. Give me 1 second. Let's do this. Do this. I apologize, guys. It's been a while. So I everything is all over the place, but I think we are good to go now. All right. All right, let's see here. Okay. Right. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You hear me? Oh yeah, you hear me. Fantastic. Right, let's do this now. Let's do this.
Strategically train intercessors to pray and take over territories for God.
Okay.
So mostly, I'm
So
not pastor in the church.
this is a Ugandan man. Let's see what he said.
The Jesus is the winner.
Yeah.
So that's why. So I'm glad that I'm here.
I'm so excited to have you here in Manchester because as we go into the details of your testimony, I'm going to be asking you questions about, things that have happened in your past. And as you share them, there'll be things that, I'm sure lots of people may not even understand because we have lots of people watching. People from African backgrounds may be able to relate. Some of you watching are from Western backgrounds and you might not understand some of the depth of the occult. In fact, some of these things will blow your mind when you hear, the depth to which people engage in dark activities. But I know, just as James said, God is going to use this to glorify his name. And I also want to point this out before we go into this testimony, that right now you're a pastor.
God, the Christian God, uses dark activities to glorify his name. The Christian God waits, looks around for dark activities and decides, let me use this to show the people exactly who I am. Now, that's the way the Christian God operates. Okay? We use dark activities to show who we are.
You lead a church in Uganda and you're used in incredible ways by God in deliverance ministry, miracles, and God moving. In fact, primarily you're an intercessor. You're used in strategic. Do you want to just give us an idea of some of the things you do right now?
I am leading a ministry called Lifeway Institute of Deliverance. What we do and what God has called me to do is to strategically train intercessors to pray and take over territories for God. So mostly I'm not pastoring the church, though I started the church. We are having other pastors pastoring the church. We're also running a Christian television station in Uganda, worship television, just for worship and prayer. One of the things the Lord told me to do after encountering Jesus and seeing the power of prayer. By the way, I knew the power of prayer before I became born again. I kept encountering people praying and wondering what kind of lives are they. One example, maybe to bring it out, is I was still in the occult and I was in the city in Kampala. And I remember I got instruction from our leaders to vacate the city and stay away 70 miles out from the city and remove all our operations because a man of God was coming in the city. And I remember we were told that if we stay in the city where that man is, his prayer would kill us, all convert us. And I remember the instruction was stay out of the city 70 miles away, but also do not enter the city even 21 days after he has left. So I was still in the occult and I was like, what kind of power is this? Because I knew the power, I knew Satan, I knew I had been all these kind of powers. But then we were being warned not be around that man's, where he is in the city. That man was Maurice Cerullo. So he was coming in the city. And I remember we were told, stay out of the city 70 miles away.
So he was in the occult. But there was a man coming to Uganda by the name of Maurice Cerullo. Maurice Cerullo used to come to Africa quite a lot, even till the later part of his life, till he was about to kick the bucket. He was still making his way to Africa because he was revered. They thought that Maurice Cerullo, when he walks, magic happens. These people are convinced that the likes of Maurice Cerullo, the likes of what's his name, Kenneth Copeland, all these guys, you need to see the kind of treatment these people get in Africa. You need. So now he's being told that there's a powerful man coming. Stay away, right? Because you're the occult and he has some magical powers. Maurice Cerullo does. Isn't dark activity Satan showing his power? Exactly. But God waits for Satan to start showing his dark activities. And then God comes in through that. And Maya, I've been tuning into some of your shows, but I've been really quiet, just been in the background. And well done, you've been doing a fantastic job, Maya. Many times it's usually very late at night here, so sometimes in middle of my sleep, I wake up looking on YouTube. I say, "Oh, Maya's live. Let's go and see what she's up to." But I think I'm too tired to start commenting, so I'm just in there, just listening. I do sometimes just fall asleep listening to you all, but hey. yes, I've been a lurker for some time. Okay, right, let's finish this so we can
do not enter the city
up here
another 21
That's
days.
incredible.
Because even after 21 days, his power, the effect of his power remains in the atmosphere after 21 days. Wow. He has been in the city. So I knew the power of prayer. So when I came to Christ, the Lord was telling me, okay, you have seen the mistakes, the errors, because one of the work I was doing before I came to Christ was fighting churches and breaking churches. And the Lord was saying, now, you know how you broke these churches, and you know what were the errors and the mistakes and the weaknesses. So can you train an army of intercessors all over the world to bring out, to stand and take territories?
Wow.
So we are working with nations like Sri Lanka. We have work in Sri Lanka, I work in Singapore, I work in Botswana, I work in Gabon, and a few places where we've been doing.
You've been in Europe to a few
in
places
Europe.
as well.
We're having a work in Munich. We're doing a great work in Munich to raise intercessors and train young people to intercede, and then they take over the nations in prayer. So one of my calling, people call me apostle as a pastor, but my call is an intercessor. That's
Right.
So I don't know if you can call me intercessor James.
I like that. I like that. So now let's go back to the beginning. What are the earliest memories you have?
My memory, when I was around 3 years, I realized
Guys, listen
in
to
my
this.
home I was living with my
This
mom
is where,
and my uncle, the brother to my mom,
just
and
listen
no
to
one
this
else.
particular story.
It was
You've
strange.
heard lots of
Because
stories.
I was wondering
Just
why
listen to this bit.
other people don't come down home. Later, I realized that when I was 3 months old, my father and my sisters left the home and did not return because of the strange things that were happening in the house, in the home. Now, I don't know what happened, the strange things. I didn't see, unless when my mother told me my story. But when I was 3 years, the event that I can remember is the death of my uncle, when I began now my initiation into witchcraft when I was 3 years.
I want us to come back to the death of your uncle, but before we come back,
Initiated into witchcraft at the age of 3. These are the leaders of religion, Christianity in Africa, talking about initiating kids at the age of 3. When your preacher believes something like that can happen to a 3-year-old child initiated into witchcraft, what's he going to tell his followers? What is he going to tell them? 3 years old. Sometimes I listen to these things and I think, okay, what are we doing here? Huh? Now, this man is going to convince his followers that babies can be initiated into witchcraft and babies need protection. Babies need to be brought to church to. Let's hear the rest of it. My goodness, 3 years old.
to that, can you tell us what happened before you were born? Because this is really a critical part of understanding your journey. Give us an idea of what was going on with your mom and
Before
her
you were
marriage
born.
and her desperation to have a son that laid the foundation for you to come into this world.
So I came to hear this story when I was around 12 years, to hear the story of my birth and why I was strange. Now, by the age of 12, I was already deep in the occult. I had been made a trainer of witches when I was the age of 9. At the age of 7, I was a territorial witch in charge of a territory.
A territorial witch. At the age of 12, he was a trainer of witches. And please do not think that this is the good kind of witch. No. This is the dark, the evil. Now, I don't believe in any of this crap. I don't. It's bullshit. There is no evidence for all these claims. No, honestly, there's none. There's no evidence for witches. There's no evidence for spirits people. There's no evidence for anything these people are talking about. But for me, it's the conviction. How do you believe at the age of 12 you are a territorial witch and you are training witches? Maybe they have a school of witch craft. Maybe I am perfectly aware, dog. Yes, I'm aware that witches are not real. Yes, I'm 100% aware. There's no evidence of such thing. But it's this belief. This is harmful. When you can convince people that at the age of 3, at the age of 12, you are now a territorial witch. There are people that will be listening to this and be thinking, oh gosh. Now they will go out and look at a 12-year-old, a 3-year-old and think, It's so bad when things happen at home. Bad things happen at home. They start looking at the children. Could it be you? Or you looked at me funny yesterday. It's you. You're the one, right? It does, Logan. Absolutely. It shapes your understanding of the world. Absolutely.
I had strange powers. People
Strange powers.
older than my mother could come and bow to me. Politicians, businessmen for powers. So I kept wondering, where did I get all these powers? Where am I strange? But my mother kept taking me to different witch doctors for help to be delivered from those powers.
I'm sorry to stop again. It's funny how they have all these powers. But when you go and look at where they come from, there's so much poverty. Their powers are never, ever used for good purposes to benefit the community, to boost the well-being of the people, to promote and foster healthy living. No. So much power, but the people are so poor. So much power, but the people are going on. I don't understand. If your power cannot help your people, then I don't know what you're doing with all that power. Not that I believe in any of these things, but yeah, it's just Maya. You're asking a good question. What powers and what did he do? What power? Power to do what? Power to do what? But yeah, great powers. Okay.
Powers. But several times we could go to these places to the witch doctors, and the witch doctors could chase my mother away, claiming that when she takes me to them, I steal their powers. So like even the witches, the sorcerers, the designers, even they hated me because they were this baby has strange powers. So my mother decided to take me to a man in Pemba. Pemba is in Tanzania, in the Indian Ocean, who was called a sultan. So in this journey, she said, "I'm going to take you to this man, and this man is going to help you." So that's when I asked. I remember we were in Dar es Salaam, we were on the port trying to get a ferry to go to Pemba. And I asked her, "But mom, tell me something. Why am I strange?" And I could see when I remember I looked at my mother, and like this time she was desperate to tell me and say, "Please, can you not interfere with where we're going? Can we please don't interfere?" So like to convince me not to interfere, my powers, the power I had as a boy, for where we're going. So she had to tell me the story of my life, how she ended up in this. So this is what she tells me. She says, when she got married to the reason she married my father, because her father had died, and her father was a rich chief, and she was the only daughter, and she had a brother, my uncle then. And when her father died, she says she knew the family in Africa. Most times the family would take over every property, so she needed protection. So by the grace of God, she says, at the time when her father died, and she's desperate, she's just a young lady, then my father started dating her. My father, coming from a prominent family, a very known family and very strong, she thought this man, if he marries her, she'll get protection. So she gets into the family. Now, my father also was marrying her because he had been told he would find a young girl, marry early, and get as many children as possible. Because my father, being a son of a chief, a son of like a prime minister, he was the only son. The brother had died. He had 7 sisters, the only son. So they were like, now you need to get a woman, get children, and raise a heir for the throne, like the chiefdom. So he marries for the purpose of getting a son. So when she married, my father and my mother, they married. She gave birth. The first child was a girl. The second child, also a girl. The third child, also a girl. Now, by the fourth child, the entire family, the chiefs, the tribe, they're all like, this woman is a waste. Because in my tribe, if you have only...
Okay, guys, this is where we start to have problems. When a lot of value is placed on a boy child than the girl child. When a baby is born in some parts of this part of the world. You ask, oh, what did she have? A boy or a girl? A girl. Ugh. A boy? Oh, congrats. She's given birth how many? 4 girls or 3 girls? But because she doesn't have a boy. So now, I bet the next thing now is she'll do some things, right? To go and so she can have this baby boy. Because now she's a waste. And people see her as a waste. Because she has all girls. This is very toxic superstitions, very toxic cultural beliefs, cultural beliefs. Will I call them cultural? Yeah, it's culture, but just the way some people, what they believe. Sometimes it's got to do with religion, and sometimes not. Just the way people are raised, just the people's traditions, right? They just believe these things. Yeah, this man looks like he's believing the story. Yes, he's in there. Mhm.
Only girls they say don't have children.
Wow.
So they wanted her hair. So in desperation, she tried to she went different witch doctors in different parts of the nation, and so she went. They thought they were going to help you conceive. Then she conceived the 5th child, who was now also a girl. She went on different witch doctors, different altars, different and also she conceived again the 6th child, also a girl.
Oh my goodness.
And she tells me that she was so desperate because she knew if she can't get a son, she will lose the marriage, and now her life will be wasted. Though at the time, she told me that someone told her that there's someone who can help her conceive a son. She had gone to all kinds of altars in Uganda and outside Uganda. She had traveled different parts and gave different sacrifices. She had the money. She could sell her properties to travel different places to help her conceive. So on this particular journey where she went, she was told to go to a forest in Tanzania. There's a place in Tanzania, northern Tanzania. There was a place. So she went there, and she realized that when she arrived at the place, they told her she had to undress and live in the forest for 7 days, going through cleansing.
Wow.
Before she appears before the person to help her. Now, before there's something I want us to note here, that was the king of darkness, but they understand the principle of consecration and cleansing.
Yeah.
Now I understand after. So they tell her you have to undress, stay in the forest, cold, don't eat anything cooked for 7 days. So after the 7 days, you are clean enough to appear before this priest who was going to help her. So she says when she appeared after 7 days, that this priest was a woman who always lived in the forest, and she was like the chief witch of the entire continent, because all the witch doctors.
I mean, the entire country
of Africa, not continent.
Wait, she was the chief witch of the entire continent of Africa.
Of Africa.
Wow.
So all the witches, all the wizards.
All this in a bit. I actually believe this bit. I believe this particular bit of this story. His mom, if she didn't do something, she would be ostracized from community. She would be, it's a man's world. And so she gets nothing. She'll be kicked out of that home. Her children will be taken from her. She'll be banished. So she has to go and, do these rituals. She goes they tell her, you've got to go in the forest and be naked. Because she wants to have a baby boy. I tell you, the things that people do, the lengths some people will go. That's why, I'm sorry, I don't do spirituality. I don't subscribe to any of these things. No. I'm an atheist through and through. I don't believe in God, God's spirits, just no.
Or the sorcerers or the politician, the leaders could go to her for powers. So she lived in the forest, that woman, that priest, and she had only one breast,
Exactly,
like one
Loden.
breast in the middle of the chest.
And still
So all the people
go.
that went to her to see her often went through a similar ritual.
Similar
They
ritual.
have to stay in the forest for 7 days,
naked,
eating leaves and
fruits for 7 days, and then after 7 days you appear before her. That was the ritual, and it was like everyone had to go through that. So there were many people there. So she said when she appeared, when she came to her, she looked at that witch, that priest looked at my mother, and said, "Go away, I will not help you." So she's been in the forest for 7 days. And now she's walking away. She says this. Now, this is what she told me. She said, as she was going away, she looked in the sky and saw a sign, something that told her that she has a son. She doesn't know what told. So she walks back to the place where they register. And she tells them, please, I want to go and try again. Then they tell her, but also, if you try again, you have to go again through another 7 days. Now, the 7 days she went through, and then she went another 7 days, 14 days. Later, I'll be sharing with you, when I was sick, my deliverance, I had to go through the same cycle of being delivered, the 7 days and another 7 days, but now in the church setting. Because I want to tell people that salvation is free, but deliverance is a price, a price of consecration and being set apart. So she said that, so the second time, the next.
Salvation is not free. Salvation in Christianity is not free. It will cost you. It will cost you heavy. It will cost you money. It will cost you your time. It will cost you your dignity. In some cases, it will cost you your life. In some cases, it will cost you your sanity. And there is no guarantee that after everything you've given, that you will get that salvation. Because don't forget, the path that leads to the Christian heaven is very narrow. So after you have sacrificed everything here on earth, it only takes you to tell one little lie, and that's it. You're back to square one. You're fucked completely. You're done. So to say that salvation is free in Christianity, that is a lie. That is a lie. I bet in this man's church, his people pay tithe and offering. They pay all those monies. How else is he talks about traveling to all these different places with his ministry. Where do you think the money is coming from? Where do you think the money is coming from? Salvation from what? That is the question, right? I'm going to drop the link in a couple of minutes. And this video, I'll come back again tomorrow. This is just the start. But we're not going to go through all of it. 3 hours of this bullshit. Not me. No.
Next 7 days, she goes to appear. And when the priestess saw her, said, you are back. You are back. Then my mother tells me, said, okay, I'm back, but you need to help me. Then this woman looks at her and says, well, I can help you, but I can see. Now, I don't know what eye they were using. I can see in the spirit, you have a son. But he's very far in the rocks.
He's very far in the rock.
In the rocks. Now, that's the statement of my mother. He's far.
Guys, we see babies in the spirit. The priestess looks at her and says, I can see your son in the spirit. Does anybody know where this spirit place is? This spirit kingdom? This spiritual existence, this place where all these magical things happen. There are angels there, there are demons, there are all sorts of activities. This spirit world, the spirit people, they come and go in this world as they please. But for some weird reason, we don't know where the spirit. One of you would know. Maya, do you know where the spirit world is? Where spirit, this place where they go looking and say, I see babies in the spirit. The spirit. I don't know. Pre-existence. I don't think it's pre-existence. I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, it makes no sense to me.
In the rocks. And there is a strange star on him. If I bring him out, he will be a problem to our powers.
Mm.
The only thing I can do, if you can offer sacrifices, but also if you can accept the condition we shall give you. So my mother asked, what sacrifice? They told I have to give 7 cows for 9 months. That is 63 cows as a sacrifice. Then say, okay, I'll do that.
7 cows. See where the scam? You see where the scam starts. It's when you go to these people for help and they start laying it on the table what you must bring. 7 cows. You're feeding people. So these priests and priestesses and pastors, it's all money making scheme. It's all okay. 7 cows. All right, let's go. Wait, the spirit world is near scagness. It's near scagness. Peter Barra. Oh, dog, I've missed you. I tell you. Oh, it's near scagness. Okay.
Because he was desperate, she had the means. Then they tell, okay,
7 cows every month for 9 months.
For 9 months. That is 63. So
wait,
then
how many? Did he say 63? No, did he say 63? What did I hear? Was that 63 or how many? How many cows? 7 cows or how many? Wait, I didn't quite catch that. Let's see.
That's the statement of my mother. He's far in the rocks, and there is a strange star on him. If I bring him out, he will be a problem to our powers. The only thing I can do, if you can offer sacrifices, but also if you can accept the condition we shall give you. So my mother asked, what sacrifice? They told I have to give 7 cows for 9 months. That is 63 cows as a sacrifice. Then say, okay, I'll do that. Because
7 cows for 9 months. That is 63. I'm not on. Wait, is it 7 cows per each month? Hang on. Is it 7 cows? Is that what's going on here? 7 cows for 7 months equals 63. I don't. Okay. All right.
She was desperate. She had the means. Then they tell, okay,
7 cows every month for 9 months.
For 9 months. That is 63. So
7 cows for 9 months. 7 cows each month for 9 months equals 63 cows. We are not going to start with the animal abuse that goes on in this African spirituality things, this other belief systems, because I've been told, oh, you cannot be an atheist and be African. Africans, they have their own traditional belief systems. You should go back to the ways of your forefathers. I hear all this crap. Okay.
So,
then
the condition was, okay, if you conceive and give birth, and this is a boy, you promise you will offer him to that woman, the princess, as a husband. She didn't know what it means. She didn't know what it meant. First telling me, she didn't know that it was that. And then they told her, okay, when you give birth, you must bring that child to the forest before the end of the first day. In other words, before the sun goes over him. She tells me she didn't know what was involved in. So she left, offered the sacrifice, returned home, she conceived. To her surprise, she gave birth to a boy. Now, the vow was to carry that boy from the city where she gave birth to the forest around 300 and maybe 400 kilometers away from the city. And that is 1975. The transport means was not that good. I don't know how she traveled. So she travels from the city in Kampala to go to fulfill the vow. What shocked her, she tells me, when she arrived at the forest, this time it was not, she didn't go through the ritual, but there was like a wedding. Hundreds of people were gathered. They knew she was coming, gathered for what? And she realized it was now going to be the wedding of her one-day-old son and the 60-year-old woman.
So For those of you watching, I don't know if you understand what he's just said. On the
Guys, you heard it. A wedding of a 1 day old baby and a 60-year-old woman. Okay. A 1 day old baby and a 60-year-old woman. Okay. My goodness, people, everyone, this is this is much. This is, I don't know. So what if they were small cows? What if they were small cows? What if they were small cows? Guys, the animal abuse that goes on in these places. That's the link right there. Guys, the wedding, if you want to come up, oh, the wedding between a 1 day old baby and a 60. I thought I'd heard it all. Guys, this is coming from the mouth of a religious leader, a, a pastor, big ministry traveling all over the world. Okay. It's more believable than the birth of Jesus. There is in Africa, they also plug the cow's jugular with a wooden tap. Can feed from it. Oh, really? AR says you're going to need 126 mini cows in order for it to. 126 mini cows. So if they're small cows, don't bother just getting 126 mini cows. Just go on and get you the 63 big cows. Okay. So just save yourself the goodness. Okay.
day he was born, on the day you were born, you were married to
A 60-year-old witch.
a 60-year-old witch that was the Grand Master Witch for the continent of Africa. That is mind blowing.
Mhm.
And you know what she told me, the wedding was conducted by the chief, the witches of the continent first, and then the bishop of the diocese also came and conducted the wedding between this 1-day-old boy and a 60-year-old woman in the forest.
Wow.
So and that was also when she told us, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yes." Bishop so and so, which I knew. Later I'll share how he got involved in my life, and now he moved me from that same bishop from the witchcraft to the occult because they are different. So for her, when she reached there were all these people, the celebrations from different parts of the continent had come to the forest for the wedding. Now, according to her, that was the moment where this woman, the witch, was to transfer her powers to the boy,
Of course.
the 1-day-old boy. Now, I was 1 day old. I didn't know what was happening. So after the ritual, after the ceremony, day of celebration and the wedding, the marriage is conducted, the covenant and all the sacrifices. So they tell her, you know what? Now, this child is not just a child. This is now a man. So you're not going to breastfeed him because now he is somebody's husband already.
Wow.
And she told me that in her mind, she said, well, okay, I'll go home. This people will not be there. I have to breastfeed my child. You know, I've suffered a lot. I've paid the price. I have done all this. Like he was treasuring this child. So she returns home. When she went home, my father said, "Where have you been?" I said, "Okay, and all this and this."
So did your father not know what she was doing?
He didn't know.
He did not
He
know.
didn't know. Because when she left hospital, she just went to the. So my father, "Where's my wife?" She's looking at her. So when she appears, "Where have you been?"
So he had no idea that she was this deep in her passion to find a boy or to get a son.
He didn't. The only thing he knew, like, my mother could disappear for days, and you know where he has gone. So when she returned home, she said,
Hey, dog.
I'm a little all right.
Dog. Yeah, I am good, but I'm just blown away.
Well, this is
We are
what
marrying 1 day old babies to 60-year-old continental witches. Huh?
it's a sort of license to do what you want. These beliefs.
Hey.
It's all it is. I mean, but all this is, it basically all boils down to religion. All your Tolkien's and your World of Warcraft and all this is all boiled from the ogres and monsters you found in the Bible, witches, and I mean, it wasn't so long ago they were still burning them in America.
Mm-hmm.
We had an actual government agent in Britain in the 13th century. He was called the Witchfinder General. He just burnt these innocent women, and ridiculous things like if they sink and drown, they're not a witch. If they float, they are. It was just, these stupid things. But it was sad, really. The amount of people that are being killed in the name of religion is incredible. In the name of this God, and he witchcraft. He's a warlock.
Can you imagine?
I mean, what goes through the head? This is religion's last grasp now, is the children, and that's where they hit. If they haven't hit them by the time they're 10, they're not going to be religious, because that's the decline of religion. So they basically attack the children now. But obviously, once you're in, you're in.
But then, so you and me, we don't believe in these spiritual things. We don't believe in these characters, this God, angels, demons, witches, whatever this. But I don't know.
To have a form, then there needs to be an energy there, and we can read energy, these ghosts and spirits and all of that. It's all nonsense, and you never see a caveman ghost or a dog ghost or a black ghost. They're always little Victorian girls in chains. You never see anything that that could be a ghost. Why don't you see a caveman ghost with a big club, dressed like Fred Flintstone, driving a car with his feet?
Buzzhawk is right in saying that witchcraft is gaining popularity at the expense of mainstream. There are lots of people that are leaving mainstream religion and they're off to, and the practitioners of this belief system, these people are now the pastors. They are now the ones, because they're making money. They just need to tell you about your chakras, tell you about the energies, tell you about these spells for protection, right? They tell you about these very fanciful stories, but there is no truth to any of no truth at all. I see some of them, they come on just talking, and I'm like, where is the evidence for your claims? What chakras? What do you mean chakras?
Esther, ever since anyone has owned a possession, there's always someone who'll exploit you for that possession.
True.
That's gone on ever since, and they try and do it in different ways. As we got Indian scammers are hitting the UK again at the moment. I've had 2 this week phone me, but then you get the people that'll buy copper bracelets with magnets in.
Oh yes, my sister has one. My sister has those copper bracelets for pain. Is it for pain relief? Right, a copper bracelet.
Take a paracetamol or an aspirin.
Yes, a lot of people.
What's the copper bracelet going to do with a magnet in it? Huh? Is it going to suck the pain out of you? It doesn't work.
What about I went away with some of my friends some weeks ago to Liverpool, and while we were there, they one of the things they wanted to go do was to go and see a psychic, and they asked me if I wanted to come. I said, ladies, y'all know I'm a skeptic. And I'm like, come on, let's go try it. Okay, so there's 3 of us. The first person goes in, and she comes out after I don't know. I wasn't checking how many. And she comes out crying, right? And she talks about going in there and the smell, the candles, the music, the lighting, and she tells, and I'm thinking, all of that is designed to get this reaction what she's got out of you.
It's a parlor trick. It's like these magicians who read your mind and things like that. It's all parlor tricks. It's all smoke and
Hey,
mirrors.
Laron. Oh, Laron, I'm so sorry. You're fighting the COVID. COVID hasn't gone away, guys.
It won't
I
won't
know
go.
I know two people right now. Laron is the third that have got COVID right now.
It won't go away, Esther.
I
It's here
might
forever.
even have it because I've been coughing and just feeling a bit rough this last few days. But but I don't think I've got it. But might do. I don't know. It hasn't gone away, guys. It hasn't gone away. It's still lurking. It's still
It's still
just.
killing around the world. It's never going to go away. It's here forever.
Mm, please take care of yourself, Laron. Oh wow. AR says I make copper bracelets because they look pretty and it's good practice, but I don't advertise them with healing properties. AR, you are missing out on some cool cash. Mm,
The one that makes me
just
is
tell people it will link the bracelet will link to their chakras. It will link to the pineal gland. Ay, ay, ay.
the pineal gland. Isn't that the
Yes.
gooch?
The pineal gland. This is the new buzzword everywhere now. Is the pineal. I like. What are we talking about? Huh? Hey.
The best one was that Reiki,
Oh goodness. I've had Reiki.
where they just run their hand. They don't touch you. They run their hands over
I've
you.
had
They
Reiki.
charge thousands of dollars and pounds for this sort of treatment.
Listen, I fell asleep on that table, and then when we were done, she asked me, "Did you feel anything? Did you?" Well, to say the truth, I felt fuck all, nothing. All it was just music and just hearing her voice, and there was nothing, nothing.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I like massage. I like massage, and they stretch out their muscles, and and with the essential oils. I don't essential oils. I don't know why they call them essential, but they smell nice. And
They're
if,
essential.
if
They're essential. Listen, look. You must understand. Calling them essential, there really isn't anything essential in the oils.
I
But
know,
calling them essential is so that you think that there's something special in them.
yeah.
It's for
Well,
the.
when does my body need lavender? Oh,
I like the smell of lavender. I
yeah,
do,
no, that's all they are. They're a nice smell, but
but
yeah, a proper massage is relaxing.
there is nothing in any of these oils or crystals. I don't know. How did we get here as a people? How did we?
It's all to do with exploitation and gullibility. Of course, it is.
Honestly, sometimes I just I'm just I feel like giving up when I think of what the things that people will subject themselves to, things that people will believe, just in the name of belief, for the sake of believing something. Some people are not content in just knowing that there's just us here. There's nothing. There might be, but we have no proof for it just yet. We have no proof. There is nothing. We are all that we have. Some people are not content with that. they want to believe strongly that there are uh, sky people and things that go on in some other dimension.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, people struggle, and we've all gone through it. But regular coverage, 60 months.
Can you see the comment?
£6,000. That's, I think.
I will sell
Wow.
regular copper bracelets
Pineal
for
gland.
16.
Where's the pineal gland? What
The
is the pineal
special
gland?
pineal gland massaging woo. Oh, £6,000. You make a lot of money. You make a lot of money. Okay, we'll be done with this. Just hear the rest of this
I was a baby. She put
wedding
me in the baby
between
cot
the
in
baby
the
and the
bed,
rich.
then go dress up, clean up,
the
and then come
brain.
and breastfeed the child. Then when she returned, she found a python coiled around the baby.
Yeah,
python.
Yeah.
And she says she could not come near because of the python. So she ran out. The people of the village came around. My father came around. They could see the snake, and no one could come in.
Could they not kill the snake?
I don't know why. So she says for 30 days, for 3 months, she could not come near me.
So was the python wrapped around you every day, all day, 24/7?
24/7. So she says she didn't breastfeed me. She didn't come near me.
I call bullshit on this. I call bullshit on this. This is bullshit. Okay, let's hear this again. Hold on.
So she says she didn't breastfeed me. She didn't come near me. And the whole village would come and just peep in. And then there was rumors around that this woman gave birth to a child and a snake. Now, I heard those rumors when I was growing up. It was the talk of the town in their community. That child is a twin. They could say, he's a twin. He was born with a snake. But my mother says, no, she didn't give birth to a snake. The snake just came when she came back to the house. Now, I don't understand how this was done. So after 3 months, my father left. Now, he picked the 6 girls and left the home. She remained alone. And because of that, my mother got a mental breakdown. So she was not like a mad woman in the community.
You're telling me after everything that she did, given the 62, 63 cows, he picked the girls and left. The girls that she was called useless for, he's taking them. Oh, man. I wanted to, yes.
I
wanted to
seriously,
hear this thing about this python. Did
I
you hear
seriously
this
don't
thing about
understand
the python?
why I seriously don't understand why these guys don't drive a small, multicolored SUV with wibbly wobbly wheels. When they pull off, the doors fall off, and 40 people jump out with buckets of confetti and custard pies. Because it's literally clowns, 2 of them. Size
Hold on.
60
I need
feet.
to hear the that python thing. Let's see.
And she says she could not come near because of the python.
Hold
so
on.
she ran out.
So 44. Right, let's see.
She returned. She found a python coiled around the baby. Python.
Yeah.
And she says she could not come near because of the python. So she ran out. The people of the village came around. My father came around. They could see the snake, and no one could come in.
Could they not kill the snake?
I don't know why. So she says for 30 days, for 3 months, she could not come near me.
So was the python wrapped around you every day, all day, 24/7?
24/7. So she says she didn't breastfeed me. She didn't come near me. And the whole village could come and just peep in. And then there was rumors around that this woman gave birth to a child and a snake. Now, I heard those rumors when I was growing up. It was the talk of the town in their community. That child is a twin. They could say, he's a twin. He was born with a snake. But my mother says, no, she didn't give birth to a snake. The snake just came when she came back to the house. Now, I don't understand how this was done. So after 3 months, my father left. Now, he picked the 6 girls and left the home. She remained alone. And because of that, my mother got a mental breakdown. So she was not like a mad woman in the community. So she's left alone with a child, a demon child, with a brother who was living with her. Now the husband, my father, and the children left, so she's deserted. So by the time I'm three years old, the only person I know is my uncle and my mother, who has no attachment with me. Why? She's mentally disturbed. She always like spend all her time alone in the bedroom. Like there's no way. So as a child, I didn't have any attachment with her. I didn't see my sisters. I didn't meet my father. The only person now I know is my uncle, the young brother to my mother, who like was also, I don't know what happened. He was also addicted to alcohol. So he could drink and what. Now, so he tells me, I remember as other three, when he was drinking his alcohol, he could give me, because that's the only thing he had. My mother did not breastfeed me. The husband had left, deserted her. And she tells me that the day my father left, and with my sisters, is the day the snake left also. So when he left, also it left. So she remained with his child, but now she was so hard. She was so hard.
Okay, guys.
So he was abused as a child.
So she brings home this baby. As she brings home the baby, a snake comes visiting the baby. And now the snake wraps itself around this baby. And the snake stops. She couldn't even go near her own child.
Well, that snake is going to
Wait, no.
asphyxiate that baby,
Dog.
lock its jaw and swallow it.
Dog.
Could it talk?
Dog. How did she feed this baby if she could not go near the child? If this baby was wrapped, how did they bathe this baby? Are we going to ask these questions?
Well, there's no point, is it? Because it's all nonsense. You're never going to sway these guys because these are making cash out of these ridiculous stories, and that's how religion works. They're going to keep feeding people with it zoo boat and talking snakes and the original sin. Why am I to blame for something that happened 6,000 years ago? And a gene pool that is literally one small family that we all came from, or from two people. So, these people who say, "Oh, well, I've been watching orangutans in the zoo for years." Why aren't any of them given birth to a human yet? Because that means evolution's fake.
Buzz Hog's comment says, so he's combining Christianity with ancestral beliefs into a hodgepodge of. Now, this is what they call, there's a name for this, where you just mix a mixture. And this is what Christianity looks like in Africa.
It's called gullibility, Esther.
No, there's a name for this. There's a name for it. There's some, when you take a bit of everything from here, from there, and just have this whole big ideology, right? And it now becomes the norm
of Christianity. Isn't that none of the Christians agree with each other? They all disagree. They're all fighting that the Bible says this, the Bible says that. I mean, there's not many versions of it, and it's
syncretism. That's it. Syncretism. Yes.
Syncretism.
Thank you. Yes, that's what it's called. Syncretism.
Syncretism. Yeah.
Syncretism. Yes, but Bozok is right. That's the word I was trying to remember. And Laron says, anyone notice? Wait, I'm trying to highlight his comment. Why is it not coming up? Okay. Anyone notice the way he's moving his head? He's lying, or he has been lied to and believes it. So there's some people that can look at people and can tell when people are lying. I'm not one of those people. I cannot look at someone and think, unless it's very, very obvious. So I wouldn't know. But I believe you, Laurent, I completely believe you, because this story is absolute bullshit. This is bull crap. This is one of those that you just give this some bombastic side eye. You're like, say what now? How do we believe this? And these
Because
are the,
because Esther, he was 3 years old when he was told it, and he was drinking scotch from his uncle. Of course, he's going to believe it because he wasn't getting breastfed at the
yeah,
time.
because
All he could have was scotch
was
from his uncle.
yeah, because he was
alcohol.
stuck. He was stuck by the snake. What I don't understand, everyone, is this: if the snake stopped with him, how did he feed, and how did the snake feed? What, the snake
The
didn't?
snake gave him an apple from a magic tree.
The snake didn't eat for the how many months that the snake was there? Is this what your people want? Anyway, never mind. Never mind. Guys, we'll be done in two more minutes of this video, and that's it for tonight. Because
broken,
goodness,
and then she got into a mental breakdown because of
I'm getting
husband
dumb
leaving her. She's
listening
alone.
to this.
And so as a child, I'm in that house with only my uncle. Like all the community, the relatives, the people in the community, no one comes to our home because the talk of the community, the talk of the village is in that house.
It's a snake.
There's a snake,
Yeah.
and there is a boy who was born. So
you had no connection with anyone else apart from your mother, who was mentally unstable, and your uncle was, a drunkard who was struggling with alcohol addiction. And then you're 3 at this point.
Yeah.
Your earliest memories are around 3 and 4.
3 and 4. That's the memory I have.
And then something really tragic happened.
So the only person I know is my uncle. And one day we are staying in a small room with him. I remember I was 2 and 4. I have this memory. And then the door, someone hit the door, opened it, and my uncle came running. And then these 5 guys, they were soldiers. By that time, the nation was in a civil war. So they came into the house. I don't know why. They came chase my uncle. Then they shot him. But what's surprising that they didn't kill him. They shot him 5 times and watched him bleed. Like I'm sitting there, and they shoot, wait, they shoot, wait, they shoot, wait, they shoot, wait, they shoot, wait. And then the delivery, I remember they're shooting in parts that will not kill him instantly. So then I see these men are standing there in the room, and they're watching him, and he's bleeding and bleeding slowly.
And they saw you there?
Yes, but they made sure that I'm there. So they bring me near him. They shoot him when I'm near him, and they watch his bleeding and bleeding and bleeding, and I saw him die. So like he bled for like 2 hours. They're there watching. And when like he stopped like moaning, groaning and crying, and then he slowly died, and that way I blacked out. So when I blacked out, when I woke up the next morning, the people in the community had come around to see what happened. I realized I'd become a different person. I realized by that time something had left. The human, like I was not human. From that time until I got born again at 24, my greatest joy was to cause misery. I was a sadist. I enjoyed causing trouble, killing. I enjoyed like seeing people suffer, and that could bring me joy. But I can trace that happened the day my uncle. Like now I understood after I became a Christian when I was going through my healing, because I got saved, but the healing took time. It took like 10 years to be healed. My healing, especially deliverance and healing, took 10 years because parts of my life were fragmented.
See, so a part of your soul.
Now, I later understood that at that moment, a part of my soul was trapped. And later I realized that after I got married. Because when I got married, I could not relate with my wife as husband and wife.
Wow.
So I went in prayer, and then the Lord took me to that moment when I was 3 years and showed me when I blacked out what happened. Because God is all-knowing. Jesus is all-knowing. So to deliver me, he had to show me what happened when I blacked out, what happened to my soul, where was I trapped. So when I got married, I married when I was 36.
You were 3 and you couldn't handle 2 Daniels.
So I was a 36-year-old man, but my soul was 3 years. So I remained trapped at 3 years. But now I was a man, even born again.
What's happening here?
Got married, but I could not relate with my wife as husband because I had been
because of that trauma.
So when that happened, my uncle was dead, and I became a different person. Those people in the occult came to my mother and say, you know what has happened to your brother? It's because we want this boy. You have to give her now officially to us. You have to surrender him to us. So she tells me, but not this one I remember it.
Okay, this is where this now starts to take a dark turn. He has just witnessed his uncle being, you know, killed. And now the occult people come and say the reason why this is happening is because we want this boy. Or, you know what, guys, I can't do any more of this. This is just out there. This is dog. What you're saying, dog? What are you saying? Do you
Well, I was
find this
saying,
dog? Do you find this believable?
absolutely not. Of course not. As you said earlier, these guys travel the world. They go
Grown
with
men are convinced of this stuff.
yeah. Well, this is it. They grab them when they're children, sadly, and they indoctrinate them into these stupid beliefs and make them believe. It's basic child abuse. There's no difference than what people do today to these poor kids, where there's the child protection services dive in on them. And most people, especially if you're, well, I was dragged to church every week. And if I look back on it, I found that abusive, if you think about it.
Yes.
Somewhere I didn't want to go, but it is still an abuse in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Because no child wanted it. We didn't have PlayStations back then and things like that. But
No, we didn't.
I didn't want to go and hear that nonsense, and especially in Sunday school, because we were put in a
We
school.
were traumatized in those places. We were traumatized in churches. These a lot of abuse went on there. A lot of abuse. And so let me point this, AR says this guy would probably, not probably, any kind of healing you think when you've gone through such traumatic experiences, going to a religious therapist,
Yeah,
I do not advise at all. They will do you more damage. They probably do more damage than good. They would make you believe that there are all these spirits controlling everything that's going on with you. Whereas we can easily point to what went wrong. We can start to link things. There's a kind of therapy. It's I think it's the psychodynamic therapist. They try to uncover what happened in your childhood, right, and link that to your present day
he
issues.
doesn't remember. He was drunk all the time.
Oh, this is where religion just, oh guys, I there's a lot of things wrong with this story, from mother to uncle to the little boy. And but something, at the age of 24, when he became born again, that's when things start to. But something, if any of this is true, what he has described, my opinion is his trauma is just being masked. What do you call it? They're just masking. They just covering it up with all these talking points, and I'm born again now, spirit filled, hallelujah. Oh, the Lord has healed me, the Lord has blessed me, shandada. But those traumas are still right. They're hidden under there, waiting to come out at some point, because you have not got proper care, proper treatment. This is dangerous, in my opinion. So, but hey, yeah, they adopted psychoanalysis. Okay, psychoanalysis. Yeah, that's how some therapists do.
When I moved into my new flat, um, I ordered my car, and obviously it's a little adapted for me.
Yes, yes. You got one of now, yeah?
Oh yeah, I'm got my new wheelchair now as well. Here, look at this.
You on the move.
Look at this fella.
Wait, let me get this off. Hold on. Let's
My new wheelchair. Real cool. Wheel, isn't
hold on,
it?
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I need to I forgot how to remove this here from how do I remove okay, this is it here. Oh, look at you. Look at you. Whoa.
But when I was waiting for
Look
my
at
car,
you. Oh,
when I was waiting for my car,
mm-hmm.
um, a friend who lives just around the corner, he moved into a bungalow around the corner. He says, "Oh, come to," because I was basically trapped in my house, in my flat,
Mm.
in the driveway. I could go onto the driveway. I was just the crazy spaz at the end of the drive. But I couldn't go any further because I live in the middle of nowhere. There's hills everywhere. I live in basically a tiny village. And he said, "Oh, come to my club. You know, we all meet up and we have a cup of coffee and game of pool." And I said, "All right, yeah, that'll be nice. Get me out of the house for a bit." Because I was waiting on, I was looking at a 20-week waiting list, having my car get built and registered and things like that. And then when I got there, it was a fucking prayer circle. I couldn't believe it. And apparently, he's like 3 years older than me. He's like 57, and he got baptized last year. And I said, "Why?" He said, "I was going through a hard time," and I said, "Yeah." And this lot fucking picked, they just grabbed on you, and that's it about it. And I just have. And I'm fucked because I'm stuck in the middle of my local town in a wheelchair. And I thought, I've got to sit and listen to this. And they were doing Bible studies and things like that. And I just had a grin on my face. And
But
they were saying,
but
"No,
Doug, you used to go to church, didn't you? You used to go, right? Was it you?
yeah, I used to
Oh,
go,
you used to
but
go to
that was
church.
in my old village. But
Yeah,
that
the old
house there
village.
wasn't,
Yeah, yeah.
wasn't suitable for me since I became paralyzed. But I used to go because it's quite it's sociable in a village church. You meet and you go to pub
Yes. Mm,
afterwards.
yeah.
The church in Shipton, where I used to live, is right next to the pub. So we used to go there, and the vicar was a lady. She was lovely. Jill, her name was, and she never got me involved with anything because and they did communion, and one of the guys next to me in community said to me, he said, "Oh, they're not in community." He went up for communion, and he was sitting at the back with me, and he said, "Jesus is coming back to you." And I said, "How can he come back? You know, the Catholics have been eating bits of him every week for centuries." I said, "All that can be left of him is a pinky toenail."
Hmm.
He said, "There's nothing coming back of that boy. He's been eaten by the Catholics." But But this prayer set, and I was just had a grin on my face. And one said, "Is something up?" I said, "You're all grown ass men believing in this bullshit." I said, "You're talking about resurrection and things." I put it this way: I wasn't invited back. So
Of course not.
I've always spoke my mind. That's what got me expelled from Catholic school when I was a kid. I always spoke my
Yeah,
mind, but it
yeah.
became fun back then, winding them nuns up, just questioning their doctrine
Mm,
that shouldn't be questioned. So yeah,
whining the nuns.
you got to, you can't let these. But I was a little bit trapped because I was in my wheelchair. I was very trapped, and
Hmm.
it was a bit shit really. He could have told. I haven't spoken to him since. I did say to him when he was driving me home, I said, "You could have told me it was a prayer circle." I said, "Well, that was a bit cheeky of you.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of try and trick me into this prayer circle. I didn't have a game of pool, and the coffee was shit. It was just Nescafe fucking normal stuff. I thought at least they'd do a good coffee, but no, everything was crap. And then the 2 hour prayer circle and Bible study, and my God, the people, these adults are just, they seem to understand it for some reason. I don't understand it.
It's the things they believe. They've been conditioned to believe these things.
Well,
Dog, they've
it,
been conditioned
it's,
to believe these
it's a
things.
death cult. That's all it is. It's a death cult. You know, as you said earlier, there's people still getting killed for
Hmm.
Jesus and for God. Children getting killed. If you're found to be gay in a Muslim religion, which is basically the same religion, it's the same God anyway. They'll not only behead you, they will
Oh
behead your
God.
whole family. They will go into the schools and behead your children. They will behead. This happens every single day in these Muslim state countries. It's ridiculous,
Hmm.
and it's sad, really. It really is sad. But until it's gone, and the likes of, but what we're saying, even in Christianity, you've got them young Earth creationists.
Hmm. Hmm.
Basically, the flat Earth version of Christianity. They're absolutely ridiculous. Dinosaurs on the fucking ark and all that shit, and they believe it. They try and convince people. They're trying to convince children of it. I think what's his name, Ken Ham.
Oh gosh.
He's got that ark encounter, which ironically, he claimed for flood damage on it when it first got built. How cool is
Oh
that?
yes. Anyway, guys, I'm going to have to love and leave you. I'll be back again tomorrow. But before I go, as there's a video I want you all to see, very short. But boy, it made me laugh. It made I'm still oh it's beautiful. Right, just give me 1 second. Let me pull it out. Hold on. Let's see. Let's put this up here. So you'll need to see this one. Okay, let's see. Um, how do I do this? Okay. Um, okay. Where is it? Where is it now? Can you all see the video? You can't see anything, can you? Um,
Just see that.
okay. Right.
Just
So
see
you
the
see
warlock.
this. Okay, hold on. Let me go to where is it now? Where is it? This one. Okay, share this tab instead. Right. Um, I need to be sure. Oh, you're welcome, Hunter Biden's laptop, and it's good to see you again. It's been a while. Been a while. And we should try and do that, Hunter Biden. We were supposed to um do a live together at some point, but we just never got round to doing it. So yes, let's try and do something about that. Okay. Now okay. So wait, can you all see view this tab? Right. Can you all see? Hold on. What are we doing here? Can you all see this tab instead? I'm trying to show something. Let's see. Okay, right, here we go. This is the video. Right, okay. Everyone, all right, let's do this. Make sure the volume is on the loudest. And then
With all the wars and rumors of wars going on in the world right now, one thing you're going to hear a lot about is the second coming of Caucasian Jesus. But I don't think it's going to go how everyone is expecting it to go. We know that Caucasian Jesus ascended up into heaven. and we know that he will come down the same way he left. Even if he was moving at the speed of light, he hasn't made it out of the galaxy just yet. But at some point, he will have to dramatically alter his course and head back to Earth. And when he comes down, we know that it will be loud, hot, and full of fire. His appearance in the sky on a white horse is a commonly misunderstood metaphor for his comet-like appearance from the Earth's surface. When you put all the pieces of the puzzle together, this perfectly describes an extinction-level impact event. I really think the James Webb Telescope and SpaceX could really help us out with this situation. We could use the telescope's highly sensitive instruments to pinpoint Caucasian Jesus' exact location in space. With enough luck, this would give us time to build and launch a mission to either collide with him or deploying a nuclear warhead in his vicinity to change his trajectory. Or land a booster rocket on him and change his trajectory. The key point is we have to change his course. This is post-resurrection, post-ascension, Caucasian space Jesus. He's virtually indestructible. If given enough notice, we could use the booster rocket system to steer him around a large planet like Jupiter, and by using its gravity, we could slow him down to a rate that re-entering the Earth's atmosphere would not cause any damage. With a parachute deployed from the booster rockets, the second coming of Caucasian Jesus will have a soft landing. With all the wars and rumors of wars going on in the world right now, one thing you're going to hear a lot about it is the second coming of Caucasian Jesus. But I don't think it's going to go how everyone is expecting it to go. We know that Caucasian Jesus ascended up into heaven, and we know that he will come down the same way he left. Even if he was moving at the speed of light, he hasn't made it out of the galaxy just yet. But at some point, he will have to dramatically alter his course and head back to Earth. And when he comes down, we know that it will be loud, hot, and full of fire. His appearance in the sky on a white horse is a commonly misunderstood metaphor for his comet-like appearance from the Earth's surface. When you put all the pieces of the puzzle together, this perfectly describes an extinction-level impact event. I really think the James Webb Telescope and SpaceX could really help us out with this situation. We could use the telescope's highly sensitive instruments to pinpoint Caucasian Jesus' exact location in space. With enough luck, this would give us time to build and launch a mission to either collide with him or deploying a nuclear warhead in his vicinity to change his trajectory. Or land a booster rocket on him and change his trajectory. The key point is we have to change his course.
Change his course.
Remember, this is post-resurrection, post-ascension, Caucasian space Jesus.
Space Jesus?
He's virtually indestructible. If given enough notice, we could use the booster rocket system to steer him around a large planet like Jupiter, and by using its gravity, we could slow him down to a rate that re-entering the Earth's atmosphere would not cause any damage. With a parachute deployed from the booster rockets, the second coming of Caucasian Jesus will have a soft landing. With all the wars and rumors of wars going on in the world right now, one thing you're going to hear a lot about it is the second coming of Caucasian
for me,
Jesus.
it was
But I don't think it's going to go how
on
everyone
this
is
video.
expecting.
The comments on this video was something. Let's see. How do I get to the comments? Oh yeah. How do I get to the comments? Hold on. Let's see. Just some of the comments on this video cracked me up. I was. Let's see. Oh no, save us, olive skinned Jesus. Because this is Caucasian Jesus, right? So save us, olive skin. Someone says, laughing my ass off. Hearts in the deck. Did you? No. Okay. There were comments in here. Okay, let's see. Space Force has been training for Caucasian Jesus. Let's see. Did you use? Okay, no. This one says, oh sugar. I don't know if I can see this particular. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, can the booster rocket be shaped like a cross? Just imagine Caucasian Jesus flying over Earth on a giant cross. Someone says, judging by his rock hard abs, he has been working out for over 2,000 years. Will a nuclear weapon face him?
Probably
Oh,
bam-
oh my, this that's wild. If I, oh no, let's see. It's just lots of comments on there. Okay, yeah. Kyle says, does he have to touch down on land? We know Caucasian Jesus can walk on water, so we could aim him to an ocean in order to minimize human casualties.
Yeah, he can't. Not anymore. He walked on water before he was crucified. Now he's got holes in his feet. He'll just sink.
Oh goodness. Let's see. Right, this one says, can we send a team of rig drillers to drill a hole and insert a nuke into Caucasian Jesus? Oh goodness. The comments. Ah well. Anyway, guys, this has been fun. And we are back. We
That's
are
a thing.
back.
That's
Ian
a,
Davenport. Good to see you.
that's a thing in the Bible, isn't it? When Jesus was hiding from the
Wait,
Romans.
hold
How
on.
could they not miss him? The average size of a male back then was about 5 foot. He's 6'4", blue eyes and blonde hair. How can he hide? You can spot him in any crowd.
Mm-hmm. Oh goodness. Oh.
And he had a dress and a foot fetish. So imagine how creepy that was. Come here and let me wash your feet and then rub oil in them. Imagine his poor disciples were probably like, yeah, hang on. I don't want to be in your gang anymore, Jesus.
Listen, for me, one of the miracles that Jesus did when he was trying to heal someone, I think of blindness, I think Jesus spits on the floor. He's like, on the floor, picks it up, picks up his spit and rubs it with,
Dung
with
and
the,
mud and whatever was about on the floor.
yes, rubs it on the eyes of this person and they start to see. No, thank you. You keep your spit in your mouth. I no, no, thanks.
Now let me
No.
wash your feet. Creepy bastard.
Oh, Ian Davenport, I've got those back. I just need to set it up. I don't know how to. It's been a while. I'll try and set it up. Yeah, I've got them back. I've got those. What do you call it? Yeah, I just need to set up the monetization again. So yeah, give me a couple of days. I'll sort it out. I've got it back. Yeah. So we are back. We are back. I've got those going, and so yes, we shall be. And of course, I've moved home as well. So this is my where I shall be streaming from, and yes, everything. My son says, "Mom, you need some LEDs." So he went and got LED. Look, I'm all kitted up. I've even got LEDs. You see? Oh, Buzz hug, no, no divine spit. You keep your divine spit inside your mouth. You swallow your divine spit. No thanks.
And if you want to live inside a whale for a week, make sure it has Wi-Fi and flushing toilet.
Huh?
Joseph inside the whale. He lived
No,
in a
it's
whale
not
for a
Joseph. That
week.
was Jonah.
Yeah,
That was
Jonah,
Jonah.
sorry, yeah.
Yeah, that was Jonah.
But make sure it has
Unbelievable.
Wi-Fi and a flushing
Unbelievable.
toilet.
Unbelievable. Anyway, everyone, listen, I need to try and get some sleep so I can yeah, I've got a lot on in the morning. But Doug, so you said you're coming over this way soon?
The end of the month, and I need to
That would
be
be nice.
your way. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
send you a text, my love.
Okay. Okay.
We'll get
All
together,
right.
have a coffee and some lunch, maybe, or
That
whatever.
would be nice. Honestly, I look forward to that. So
On me.
everybody, you all take care of yourselves and I'll see you all. Make sure to like. I forgot to do all those like. No, thumbs up, like, thumb, yeah, that one, thumbs up.
Hit that
Yeah.
like button.
Hit the button, yes. All right, everybody. Good night, Doug. Good night, Ian Davenport. Good night,
Good
Captain
night,
Death.
everyone.
Good. Yeah, cool lighting. Yes, yes. I mean, I've stepping up the game. All right, everyone. Good night. Okay, let's see. Have I still got my thingy going? My the music. You know that I used to have that outro. Aha, there we go. Does it still work? Does it still work? No?
Share it.
Ian Davenport used to love this one. Oh, I'm trying. It's just not. It's not working. It's not working. Oh, I might need to download it again. I think it's not. It's not working. Let's try this one. No. Okay. Anyway, it doesn't work. I might need to download these again. Anyway, good night, everyone. Good night. Night, night, dog. Night, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Okay. Are you end stream? What's happening? Everything just seems to be. I'm trying to leave, but I can't leave. I'm stuck here. Okay, here we go.